Domestic violence is an epidemic plaguing our society, and with the rise in family domestic violence cases due to COVID, a harsh reality confronts us. Hello Victoria, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us about the role that you have as CEO of the Lady Musgrave Trust and the strategies that you have implemented to end domestic and family violence?
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me to speak to you about the Trust. So the Lady Musgrave Trust is Queensland's oldest charity. We've been going for nearly 140 years, and in all of that time our focus has been on providing a safe place to live for women experiencing or at risk of homelessness. Back in the day when the Trust was first started, the reason it was started is because young women were coming across on the big ships from Europe, and they were of service on those boats. And when they landed in Australia, in Queensland, actually in Brisbane, just under where Queen's Wharf is, was the immigration port, these young women were no longer of service, and immediately they were homeless and unemployed. The government of the day didn't see that as being an issue, and so these women were at risk. Lady Musgrave was Queensland's first governor's wife, and she recognised this as being a problem, and so she gathered up these young women and put them into a safe place to live. Not only did she provide them with a safe place to live, but she also made sure that they had access to employment and education opportunities.
As a former chair of the Lady Bowen Trust, Victoria's journey has been driven by a commitment to driving positive change.
My motivation started a long time ago. I studied at QUT and did a similar degree as yours. I then, my job out of university was working with the Department of Housing, and I was lucky enough to work in the Minister's Office of the Department of Housing. So I got to see firsthand the power that a safe place, a safe roof can do to someone's life. Essentially, you can't do anything if you don't have a safe place to live. Your employment is very difficult, your health will decline, your education is almost impossible, your parenting is put on the back step. If you don't have a safe place to live, it is very hard to succeed in any of those other key areas.
In Australia, 1 woman a week loses her life to an intimate partner, and organisations like the Lady Musgrave Trust are lifelines for providing shelter, support and advocacy. With individual and collective efforts, we can all help create a safer environment for victims of domestic abuse.
Community awareness and education is a critical role in resolving domestic and family violence and solving homelessness. We firmly believe that there needs to be strong cultural change to highlight the issues of women experiencing homelessness in order to prevent it happening again. Given that domestic and family violence is one of the biggest causes of women experiencing homelessness, and quite often that is a private, secret issue that no one wants to talk about, there's a lot of shame around it. We know that by putting the spotlight on that and increasing awareness of that, it will reduce instances of domestic violence and thereby reduce experiences of homelessness. We also invite volunteers to contribute to the Trust in more fundraising opportunities. So around Christmas time, we pack hampers for our tenants, which forms a great team building activity for volunteers to come in and pack those hampers and then deliver them.
Whether it's through donations, awareness or supporting charities like the Lady Musgrave Trust, we can all make a meaningful difference in the lives of survivors and combat the challenges faced by domestic violence.